Oh, good morning, everyone, and especially my friend. I really appreciate you coming on, Neil. And just for all of us that don't know, Neil and his family have gone on a much-deserved vacation. They're in a resort in Cancun. You just told me you went through the jungle on four wheelers. Were they battery operated? Probably not.
No.
I'm just alluding to some of your future business experiences, but a little bit about Neil. He's one of those Renaissance men, really. We talk about physicists, and our thoughts immediately go to Gary Samuelson, but you're actually talking to I guess a nuclear physicist here. And was that with kind of the nuclear program in the military that you were doing that? Because you went to West Point and thought you were going to be an astronaut, and then got involved with people and just loved business. And maybe you could talk a little bit about some of your storied past and how we are at this place. But I've had the pleasure of working with you for a couple of years, and I just really, I think, wow, here we are with this brand new company. We're coming into 2 whole months, and yet I feel very comfortable, really trustworthy people. The only thing new is we're doing it ourselves instead of having someone else at the driver's seat that I think just really has not been as passionate about these particular products. And I think that's what it's all about, is every organization has a personality. Birds do flock together, and we're the right kind of people. Idealistic. We want to change the world. We all read labels. We love the power of amazing products, and we got something really special and unique. It's personally saved me a lot of grief. These are my favorite products, and a chance to let everyone else know about them, and nobody else messing things up. All of us work well together. We play well together. No drama. I just love it. So Neil, tell us how this came about.
Well, just a little bit of my background. You asked me to say that. So I spent the first 20 plus years of my career in the retail business. Actually started out in the supermarkets wrapping lettuce and bagging 10-pound bags of potatoes. So I started at the bottom, just like everybody else does, and worked my way up in that industry. But a couple of years into it, I realized that there was this new industry, and I know this sounds funny to the young people here, but it was called drugstores, retail drugstores. They were not, all the drugstores in the old days were all mom and pop stores. And these companies started it, and Rite Aid was one of the first ones. And they came to Long Island, where I lived. If you haven't figured out, I come from New York. My accent probably gives me away, even though I've been out, God, close to 45 years. It just doesn't go away. But so I went to Rite Aid, and and I learned a couple of lessons there. The first lesson is that working hard is great. Working hard in a growth environment is better. Because while I worked hard in the supermarkets and we're moving up, it was slowly got into the drugstore business. They had 200 stores. Over the next 2 years, they grew to 700 stores, which gave opportunities to young people like me, who were energetic and going to do their job and followed through to move up quickly. So I did move up quickly and moved up quickly in the industry, and not going into all of it, but over the next 20 years, rose to president of companies. I was a president of a company in upstate New York, $100 million company. Youngest president at that time. I was 30 years old in that industry. And then I became executive vice president at a couple of multi-billion-dollar companies, running the operations and marketing and finance and stuff like that. So a lot of business experience. Back in the early 90s, I was with a company in the West Coast called Thrifty Drugs. Some of you may remember it, those of you on the West Coast. And we sold that company to Payless Drugs, who immediately sold it to Rite Aid. And seeing as though that was full circle, I was done. I'm all done. And so Claire and I, who had just gotten married, packed up, moved to Las Vegas with our 5 assorted kids, and decided to stay home and work. And that's how I got involved in the network marketing industry. So I've been in the network marketing industry for about 27 years now. So I got a lot of experience there. And again, I always believe that starting from the bottom is always a good thing, because then you understand where people are at every level of the operations. I think that's part of what helped me in the drugstore business, as I started at the bottom. So I understood what it took to be a clerk, what it took to be an assistant manager, a district manager. And having that empathy, I think, is extremely important to understanding and how to set up a company. So I started out as a distributor, just like all of you guys did, with nobody. A little harder in those days. It was $4,000 to get involved, but we still got involved with it. We did really well with it. And over the next, 10, 12 years of the first one, we did extremely well until they sold the company. And then they tried to take another company and combine us together. And, two cultures clashing usually doesn't work. And guess what? It didn't. So we went from, 5-figure check to not a very big check pretty quickly.
That was where you met Rick, isn't it? At that company.
That's true. I should point that out. Rick was a science officer for that company. And we met probably in 96 or 97. I think it was 97. Immediately hit it off. We were just birds of a feather flock together kind of thing, And, we not only work together in the network marketing industry. Rick has, experience, obviously has other companies. So we did a lot of companies together. We've been working in business on and off with different kinds of pharmaceutical companies, medical product companies for the last 20 something years, and having a lot of fun at it and being pretty good at it. So, to go move all the way here, most of us know that we all come from other companies. Just like most people, I've had some awful experiences over the last 15 years in network marketing, from them selling the company to getting involved in another company after about 4 years, because I left it for about 4 years, getting involved with another company and building a business for 2 years and having it collapse because the owner was an idiot. I mean, really, that's the only way I could describe it. Then we all moved to another company who decided to sell it to another guy who didn't know what he was doing. And then I stopped doing it for 4 years again. And got involved again because there were some people involved that I thought were good people. Everybody likes to think the best of people. And I convinced Rick at that point, we've been doing other stuff, to reintroduce the detox product to that company. So we invested money, bought the machines, and in the past, he's always outsourced it. Now we decided we were going to make it ourselves. So, we started making it, and that company, as many of you know, had another owner who was like, okay, I'm not even going to say it, just didn't work. And we went to another company and brought the product, and the owner got in the way. And all this time, Dave Johnson over here is haranguing me, stop going to other companies and you start a company. Now, I didn't do it because I didn't believe it was the right time. But this year, it was like how do I say it? It was like a perfect storm. That's the way I like to describe it. So, we've got these products that have a lot of history behind them. I mean, the Zeolite product, our Cell Defender, has been around since 2004, 2005. It's sold millions of bottles. Good news is this is the best version of that we've ever had. Okay. The mushroom product was actually out once before and did extremely well. Again, the owner of that company decided to change it, took the Zeolite out, cheapened the mushrooms, so another lesson learned, don't mess with the products. Okay. The silver product has a lot of experience in it. The Plus Relief product, while it is the best version of that, has been around for years in another form that a lot of you have tried. So, and then if you go into, Rick and Gary's shelf, you have no idea the products that are sitting on there. You just don't have a clue. The life-changing products that we're going to continue to come out with as time goes on. So we have these products. I mean, most companies, when they say, oh, I want to start a network marketing company, it's sort of like those of you old enough, Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland saying, let's make a play out in the barn. You know what I mean? It's just like, let's figure out what we're going to do and do it. We had the products. Okay. One of the things involved in the non-success, I would say, of the companies that I was involved with is that most of those guys were not business people, they were network marketers. And that's a big difference. Okay. So we have in our staff business people and people with experience in network marketing, a combination of those two. I mean, I've run major companies. Doug Dickey, who most of you know, while he's been involved in network marketing, is also a business guy who's an entrepreneur, who started a number of companies, still has successful companies. Then we got guys like Heath Burrell, who's been involved in customer service in this industry probably for about 15 years. He's been with all the companies that sold the Detox by chance. He's a terrific guy. Those of you who haven't talked to him, you'd be amazed at him. Okay, if you leave him a message, he'll call you back. We don't have him answer the phone. It's just he's all by himself right now. Eventually, there'll be more of those people. Then we have guys like Joe Lucas, who works with us, who also works for Rick, but also works with us, who's took care of the compensation plan for companies since 2005. Again, that's a big plus. Okay, as David alluded to, my background was in nuclear physics, but it was really in math more so. So, we took what we believe to be the best parts of different companies' comp plans and put it together into the comp plan you see today. And believe it or not, so far it's working exactly the way we want to. What is the meaning of our comp plan? Okay, the meaning is that people who get involved in it, people in the middle of it, can make money immediately. But more importantly, the comp plan is really based long-term on the products. It's about auto ships. It's about retail customers. It's about setting a concrete foundation for your business. It's not about hype and going out and having to find 10 people every month to do something new. It's about people continuing with these great products on a monthly basis, adding new products, and yes, bringing people in, because you need to continue to bring people in order to grow. I like to say it's a geometric progression in that, if I could talk to 10 people a week is great, but if I have 10 people that I brought in who could talk to 10 people a week, now we're talking to 110 people a week. And if they bring in 10 people, now we're talking to 1,100 people a week. The point of this business is to get those products that are behind me into the hands of every person in this country, because every person in this country needs these products. Okay, so the perfect storm that finished the perfect storm was guys like Dave Johnson and Marcy Littlejohn and Darren Silva. I can never say his name right, Darren. Okay. Anyway, but all these people that wanted to do the business with us. So we didn't have to go out and figure out, okay, who are we going to call? Who do we have to pay off to come into our business and sell it? We have people who love these products who just said, I'll do it. I'll go out and get the people because they're there. We got all these people who want these products. We'll just bring them in. So the right compensation plan, the right products, the right manufacturing. By the way, that's the other part of the perfect storm, is that all the manufacturing is done and bottling is done in our facility in Florida with Rick. Okay, and it ships out of there. And I can guarantee you that right now, other than Sundays, everything ships within 24 hours. Okay, and that's important. Now, what I do have to add, we are paying the price of shipping priority mail so that it gets to you quickly, and we do that also in Canada. But you do understand that once it leaves our office, it is definitely out of my hands. And I would say that, based upon what I've looked at, 97, 98% of the time it's there within 2 or 3 days. And then sometimes the post office decides to leave it laying somewhere for 3 or 4 days. You can't help it. I mean, we apologize for that happening, but we don't know what else to do about that. There's really not much else we can do. We will continue to work on making that better, obviously, as we try to figure out how to keep that going. So what is the responsibilities of the corporation? All right, we're a corporation, Avini Health Corporation. What is our responsibilities? Well, it's basically 3 things. 1, find, make, and send you quickly the best products available in the market that are life-changing and help people live a better life. The thing about these products, remember, it's, I constantly, you guys know I'm on all the different, inner circles and all that stuff, helping to answer questions. But it's not only about fixing things. It's about not having to fix things by being on the right stuff in the first place. The immune system and the cellular health is the most important thing you can do to your body. So take these products, whether you think you need them or not, because you do need them. You absolutely need them if you want to get to the ripe old age that Dave and I are at, and be able to do what we do. I mean, seriously, I've been taking these products for a long, long time, and it makes a difference in people's lives. So basically, at this point, you just got to go out and tell people what's going on. I think we've created a company that's great. I mean, we have a first regional meeting on July 9th. I would really recommend anybody who can get their butt over there, get it over there, because it's going to be not only a fun meeting, it's going to be very informative. There'll be a lot of information that you haven't seen before. And then, sometime this year, we probably will have a national conference. We'll let you know as soon as we get to the amount of people that we think is required to build one of those correctly and have enough people at it so that it creates a kind of consequence out of it that we want. We're in the doldrums of the summer. Don't let that happen to you guys, because people get sick in the summer too. People need to be better in the summer. People need to take these products. Actually, there's more athletics done in the summer, so the Plus Relief is a big product for the summer. If you stop and think about it, the Nano Silver and the Detox can help you if you get sunburned. So there's always a reason to take these products, but the main reason again is preventative healthcare. I like to live under the quotation of Ben Franklin: "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," and that's really true. I don't know if any of you know this, but 80% of what somebody spends on medical products and hospitals and all that stuff in their life is spent in the last 6 weeks of their life. Okay. If you spend some of that beforehand, the 6 weeks will be pushed out a long time. That's what you got to think about. Okay. So, Dave, is there anything else I missed?
Well, I was just thinking, hearing all these wonderful stories with Plus Relief. I had my own last night. So we're the weather's finally getting good. It's been rainy and very cold. So Valerie and I went on a real long bike ride last night, and came home. Didn't do all the right stuff. Didn't stretch at all. Just went to bed. And in the middle of the night, I had some of the most excruciating leg cramps. I was hollering and and I said, Valerie, go down to my desk and get the Plus Relief. And she says, what kind? I says, get it all. So anyway, she was rubbing it up and down my legs, and I would say it was probably 2 minutes, and oh, a blessed sweet relief. Boy, muscle cramps, they hurt so bad. And it felt so good that it was gone. So anyway, wow, I think that made the difference. So thank you for such a wonderful product. So
yeah, no, I mean, we actually, that was like an add-on product for us. We sort of thought it'd be a nice product, and it's actually doing extremely well for us. I mean, and that's great. I mean, that's great. And we appreciate everything that you guys are doing out there to get these products out into the marketplace. The thing about any of these products, you made me think about something, that's an instant gratification product. There's no doubt about it. But if you want long-term relief, you got to keep using it. We have people who call in and say, well, I've used it for a week and it did okay, but it hasn't gotten rid of it. Well, how many years did it take you to get sick in the first place? Give it a little time. Even the Detox and the Nano Silver, it takes a long time for people to get sick, to have injuries, to have problems. It's going to take a little time to get better. It's not a lot of time, but it's a little time. So, is there other?
Well, one of the things that when we came down to the lab all together, a few of us right before the launch, I think it was end of April. Some of the things that really just impressed me is just the heart and soul of this company. And also one of the things, just you talking about stuff, it takes usually a long time to get one of these off the ground. And people over and over again, they comment, like just going to the website or just seeing how we're working and everything. They say, this couldn't be 2 months old. This has got to be several years old. And I like the idea that you've been around a long time. You've got a lot of good connections. You know what you're doing, and you've got a lot of really smart people that I guess, to put it this way, they owe you favors. You've been good to them, and you've reached out, and I think that's a really cool thing, is just doing outsourcing with some of the most talented, smart people that know all the aspects about this. And one of the things that was a revelation to me is, on one of these calls, they were kind of concerned, preemptively, have you retained a good network marketing attorney? And you says, no. Maybe talk a little bit about some of that a little bit.
Well, listen, the only time you really need a network marketing lawyer is if you're concerned about doing something wrong. We've been around so long. Doug and I have read through the FTC, have read through the FDA. Rick Deitch has been involved with network marketing for 20 plus years, involved on the FDA and FTC side. So we know the rules. We do have lawyers, but they're regular lawyers who look at the law and understand what it takes to do it correctly. The MLM lawyers that I talk to made me squirm in my chair, if you know what I mean. They're about getting away with things. I don't want to get away with things. I want to do it right. And I can tell you, adding to what you just said a little bit ago about how fast we got this up, I can tell you that what you see is good. What you see is not great. We are still working on improving those websites and the systems and the way it works. And you'll see over the next few months, little by little changes, I think, that will even improve what we've done so far. So, but I can tell you that, we have paid out way over 6 figures in commission so far. And that's pretty cool for a 2-month-old company.
I think it's super cool. Also, just doing what's right, and yet not just bending over if the FDA comes in. Because I've noticed Rick has had challenges before, and it's exciting to me that he stands up and fights back and wins. And we've got really good experience in all the avenues of business.
And everybody's been good because, as you know, I've come on a couple of times, and Doug has come on a couple of times about things that we're saying and doing that are going to get us in trouble. And we're real up straight with you. And we say, look, we just can't say it that way. That's just the way we have to say it. I mean, Marcy Littlejohn understands exactly how you have to talk about the different things that we need to talk about. So if you ever have a question, call her. She's great at that. You have questions about products. You got Chip Littlejohn, you got Rick, you got myself, you got Dave, you got all these people that can answer questions in a minute. All right. There really hasn't been a question that we don't know yet, because everything is pretty simple. The old KISS method: keep it simple, stupid. So
maybe just to kind of wind it up. Okay, Rick has made a lot of really, really cool products, lots of them. We've got 4 really cool products. We also have Gary Samuelson, who is just, well, we got 2 scientists that makes the very best stuff. And wow, they own the company. They're not just making stuff for someone else. But where do you see the future? Are we going to have more than 4 products? And
you will have more than 4 products. I would say that over the next 6 to 8 months, there's at least 3 products that we're planning on bringing in at different times. Right now it's a little difficult. When you hear about this problem with getting products and parts and raw materials and stuff, it's actually true. Trying to get all the parts that we want, because one of the things that we do is we only take the finest materials and put it into our products. We don't cheat on anything. So some of those major companies that make those kind of ingredients for us are behind. So that's why I can't promise you actual timing and dating on any of this stuff, but I can promise you that we are working on. I've got packaging done already. Okay, it's just a matter of how fast we can get the final final product put together. We know what the product needs to be. We've tested it, but getting enough quantity so that we don't come out with a product and a week later we're saying, okay, you're not going to have it for 2 more months. I don't think that'd be very satisfying for people. We try to plan things out. We have 4 great products now. Listen, you guys, there are at least, based upon how many people we have in this company so far, 330 million people in this country that don't know about us. So let's go talk to a few of them, you know.
I think, wow, our products unsurpassed, and market immeasurable, opportunities yours. I think we should really just go for it, because everybody really does need this stuff, and it does make a difference. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, well, let's go for it. Enjoy your last couple of days in Cancun, and we'll see you in Salt Lake City in a couple of weeks.
That's right. 2 weeks from today. Let's do it.
Take care. Thanks, everybody.